Hello and welcome to somasutra.co.uk. My name's Suzanne Taylor and I'm your emotional detox, trauma release therapist and intimacy coach. I wanted to explain a little bit about what I do and to give you a little bit of a better understanding about what the emotional detox therapy is all about, and give you an insight as to how the trauma is stored in the body. So we're all born being able to experience joy, and as we take on emotional trauma, especially as a child, our limbic system is very clever because it can disassociate the trauma and bury it in our bodies and help us forget it very, very quickly. The only problem with that is that the trauma remains stored in the body, and most of the emotional imprints are implanted into us from the age of 1 to 7, and those emotional traumas that we hold on to, they affect us for the rest of our lives, and they can be triggered later on with other situations, and bring a disproportionate response or feelings of real not disease, but dis-ease, so we feel very, very uneasy with things, and we might react completely disproportionately to a situation where it might affect us very, very badly. And quite often it's because we're holding this trauma in our bodies and we've been triggered. So this is why we find it difficult later in life to be able to deal with these situations as they come up, because things start acting as triggers, because they call them like molecules of emotion. They're held in the body at a cellular level and they cause energetic blockages within our bodies. So as I said before, we're born able to experience joy and pleasure, and as we take on emotional pain, that eventually turns to physical pain, and that physical pain turns to numbness. So with this treatment, what we aim to do is take you back the other way. So we can rewind, and we're using prana energy as a vehicle to push this trauma out of your body. So it's a combination of deep body work, different methods of body work, and breath work. And we are stimulating this prana energy. So as I'm releasing the trauma that's held in different areas of the body, we're using the breath work and the prana energy as a vehicle to take it out of the body. It's a very, very deep process, and it really, really brings to the surface these very, very deep held emotions and traumas. You do have to be at a point in your life where you're ready to embrace those, because you are going to have to experience some of those uncomfortable emotions that you suppressed in the first place. And the whole reason we go through life overeating, overdrinking, overworking, need for control, need for lots of financial, material wealth, is because we want to keep suppressing these uncomfortable emotions that we don't want to deal with. And the whole point of this is that we can clear those energetic blockages out of the body to enable you to live a more joyful life again and move past the things that hold you back. Help you get past some behavioural issues that are challenging either to yourself or to the people around you. So it is a journey. We want to take you from that point of really people quite often come to me and they're really at the end of their rope. They want to move on in their life, and that they know that there's things holding them back, and we need to help them get past those blockages in their life. Because as we take on these emotional blockages, they actually cause energetic blockages in our bodies, and we're not able to function properly. Our bioelectrical fields nothing's running smoothly in our body, because if you imagine that our energetic flow in our body is like a river, every time we take on emotional trauma, it's like somebody threw a massive boulder into that river, and this water's damming up behind it and becoming stagnant, and nothing's flowing properly, and it's festering feeling, and this is where we start to get disease and feelings of anxiety and depression, and nothing's flowing properly. So the whole point is to get this energy flowing properly and to exercise some of this trauma, okay? But you will have to feel some of it. So you just have to remember that yes, you're going to feel these uncomfortable feelings, but it's not going to last for long. So it can last for a few days, it can last for a few weeks, it could even last longer, but it will pass. You're not in that situation anymore. So I ask my clients to embrace these emotions and see them as a healing process. Just as when we have food poisoning, we might vomit, we need to get those things out of our bodies in order to detox us from the things that are making us sick. So this is what the emotional detox therapy is all about. I'm not saying that if you experience or re-experience some of this trauma, you're not going to go and need some other professional help to deal with your emotions, because a lot of things are going to come to the surface and you have to be ready for them. So I do like to warn people that you do have to be at a point in your life where you're prepared to embrace the things that you've been probably suppressing most of your life. And a lot of times I speak to clients, and it might be, so I'll give you for instance that they're trying to get over a relationship breakup and it's hit them really, really hard. Yes, on the surface it's the relationship breakup, but if we rewind, it's feelings of probably abandonment as a child, it's loss of control, being put in a situation where you didn't have any control over it, and this particular breakup has acted as a complete trigger, and it's triggered all of those feelings all over again. So this is what I say about having a disproportionate response to something. Yes, you should be sad for a relationship breakup, of course, but when things go too far, there's quite often other things at play, and this is why we need the emotional detox therapy. So from that point of view, that's what I cover. So it's been great speaking to you. I really, really look forward to speaking to you in a consultation, and I would love to work with you. I'm very, very dedicated to helping those that I work with, very, very committed. I do offer support afterwards, and if you need extra support, we do offer a package where you can have, it's a time-based thing, and it's a support package afterwards, because quite often people do need that support afterwards for maybe a continued length of time, and it's nice to be able to say, look, can I book out half an hour with you or an hour with you, and go through some of these things that have come to the surface. So just to know that I am here to give that ongoing support, and then when you're ready, that's when you decide to come back and have some more treatment. Some clients want to come once a month, some come every 6 months, some come once a year. It just depends how they process the things that have come to the surface and how they deal with them. But most people, after the first session, which is normally brings up an awful lot, they realise, their brain learns the pattern that they do actually move forward and they do get over it. And yes, they know that they're going to have to deal with some uncomfortable feelings afterwards, but they know they're going to pass, and they know that they're going to benefit from them. So that's what it's all about. So I would love to meet you. I would love to speak to you. Please reach out to me, and I'm available on WhatsApp. You can send an email or an inquiry via the website. Okay, have an amazing day, and namaste.